I'm gonna send you over some key points about the offer today, like some bullet points. But I want to ask like a quick question. What quick questions do we want to ask? We want to ask how many acquisition targets they want. Want to ask,
What is their goal enterprise value for their exit? Oh, sorry. Let me just start streaming real quick. Oh, we already started streaming. Okay. What's
we
up?
up?
What's up? What's up? I think we're up. Let me show my face. I look good today. So, what is up, party people? What's going on? You also look good today. Is that what you're saying? Uh, all right. Let me fix these dimensions on this thing too. What do you mean? Oh, it's on my face right now. Yes, but I can. Yeah. Let me pop you back on. I know everybody trying to flex today. Uh, boom. All right. All right. All
I don't
right.
see myself. Yeah. Oh, there I am.
Yeah, there's just a little lag, on your side. Party people, welcome back to $100 million AI acquisition pipeline live day three. We are in it to win it. Enrique is here with us. Dex is here with us. Sam
Yo,
Harrison will probably pop
gang, gang,
in.
gang.
We'll give you a little overview of what's been happening over the last couple of days, as well as what we're focused on today and what our goal is for this month. So, to catch you up, we are obviously building this $100 million pipeline live. Our systems are AI client acquisition systems that can supercharge your acquisition regardless of the industry you're in. So everybody needs more clients, everybody needs more business development, and that's what we do using AI. That way you don't have to spend money on ads, you don't have to waste your time cold calling, and you don't have to send a fuck ton of boring, bland emails. AI is here, and we're the ones who have built the system over the last 2 years and spent $300,000 to do so. We like spending money, but we do it in a way that's effective so that we can see the best results. Over the last 2 days, you have seen us do some of the more technical stuff. We were working on data cleaning and preparing our data for this outreach campaign because the right people need to be getting contacted, and we discussed the psychology behind doing our outreach, making sure that we're adding value, building trust in every communication, so we have the right message. When you have the right people getting the right message, that is when you convert. We do this at scale, quantity. So now we have high value plus high quantity, so high quality, high quantity, and that's how we are able to reach out to thousands of people with the right messaging and convert to be able to build this $100 million pipeline. Okay. Our main niche focus is business acquisitions. So we are reaching out to business owners who are interested in growing their business to prepare for an exit or connect with a buyer to exit today. That is our focus. So you'll hear us talk a lot about how do we position ourselves to be as effective as possible. But the same principles are in place, whatever industry you are doing this in. So whether you're a marketing agency, a consultant, a digital agency of any kind, anybody doing business development, this is going to be incredibly valuable for you. If you're an owner who's looking for an acquisition system, this is going to be relevant to you as well. If you're an employee looking for a higher leverage opportunity to be able to secure yourself for the future, this is going to be relevant to you. All right. Today, we are going to be doing a bit more of the psychology side and the business offer side of how do we position ourselves for acquirers who are looking to be able to buy businesses today. So these are capital ready partners, people who already have money in the bank account looking to go buy businesses or grow and operate their current portfolio. All right, so we're going to be doing a bit more of the business stuff today. Over the weekend, we'll jump back into some major builds. This weekend, you can expect human in the loop, data tracking, as well as some of our strategies for developing the brand and building content automations to be able to share this message far and wide. This is so critical right now because there are millions of people who don't know how they're going to leverage AI. There are millions of people who don't have the right team or the right systems in place. And we need to be able to reach out to all of them. Obviously, our cold outreach systems are cracked. Okay. We have been meticulous about building the system to be something incredibly valuable for all of you. And that is what we want to be able to share with you live on stream. So you have all of the answers to how to get more clients and get the right clients and put the right offers in front of them so you can get paid what you deserve. Okay. We're always going to be about making sure people are able to actualize the value that they create. And we do that by providing a fuck ton of value to you. Okay. We love you. We're grateful that you're here. Thank you for participating. Thank you for showing up for yourself because this is where your journey to becoming the ultimate wealth partner. Okay. You are providing real value to the world, and that should be generating real wealth for you, your family, and your community. We are here to empower you. There's billions of people on this planet, okay? And we want to inspire everybody to show up for themselves as themselves to be able to create real value in the world. We are on a mission to buy, scale, and sell 100 AI powered businesses to fund regenerative communities worldwide because we are a collective, okay? We can go so much further together. So if you're here, it's because you want to go with us. People
Well,
have been asking us, sorry, one more thing. People have been asking us how can they get involved. First, join the community on School. The link is in the description. We'll also drop the link in the chat. Secondly, we do have some offers coming. We're not just going to give you a bunch of bullshit. We want to make sure that we have what you need. So share in the chat your questions, comments, concerns, join the community and share your questions and share your feedback from these live sessions in the community so everybody can join us and rock with us. We do have a boot camp coming up next week where we go super deep and very targeted on exactly what you need to know to be able to deal source with us, to be able to position yourself as a chief growth officer. All of that will be covered on our boot camp next week. I'll give you the details probably tomorrow. Okay. If you want to be a part of this collective Infinite X and everything that we do, you'll hear all about it on the boot camp, every answer, all the systems, handed to you at your fingertips. Okay. We want to make sure you make some money. We want to make sure that you see yourself as the valuable person that you are. And we want to make sure that we find the right people who align with us to be able to create this collective wealth. Okay. That's the mission. Let's get into it. Sam.
100%, 100%. I
Yeah.
was wondering when we was going to be done promoting and get down to business. But yeah, let's just jump straight into it. Yes, I think there's nothing else to really say from that perspective. Now we have some really cool opportunities at our fingertips that build more authority for us and brand building, and we want to be able to show you guys how we do it in action, and be able to show you guys the magnitude of the offers that are at our fingertips currently and just waiting for us to now execute on them. And I'm very excited for this. Uh, Before we even start though, Enrique, I know you were doing some cool stuff. Is there anything else that you want to say to the people before we get into it?
Oh, I was making a story. Uh, yes. Well, not really. I think it would be great to just go and show it, but not is not the time right now. But I did my my research, did put my time in learning. I joined the right communities, and that's why I got like the right resources on my hand to build the next Infinite Exploitato. And well, not Infinite Exploitato, no. We're not gonna build Potato from scratch, but we have the resources to just not pay any platform for their value. We can create our own value with the resources that I know that are much needed for social media automation. So that's all I
Huge,
can say. Yeah.
huge. So from my end, where we're at right now, we're speaking to a strategic acquirer, and what we are doing now is going to give them some, well, to ask for some clarity before we step into our next conversation. And some of the questions that we want to answer is we want to really get specific. This is where we call it like wanting to get quantitative, because we want to put specific numbers and be very real on the deliverables that we are going to give clients. And I think that's big in any offer that you have. You want to have very clear deliverables, and that comes from asking the right questions. So it's early in the morning where I'm at, and early afternoon for them. We have a meeting with them in a couple hours. They wanted some bullet points, so we're going to send over a quick email to them to get more information, so that we can align our offer structure directly to what they want and need. So that's where we're at now. So this conversation, Trey John, we want to know their exact 2 to 3 year acquisition roadmap, for our sourcing strategy. I know the one question that we wanted to ask was, what is the exact number of acquisitions that they're looking to have within these next 2 to 3 years? And now, what else?
How many acquisitions do they want? What is their target enterprise value for when they exit? And what are the gaps in their business right now, right? Do they need sourcing, obviously? Do they need operating partners to help increase their current portfolio? And if or as we find targets that might not fit their criteria yet, are they interested in having us operate a business to get them up to standards and be able to hand them pretty much premium targets at a discount because we're going to work out a deal where uh, we can get the business operating, help the business owner sell for more, but make sure it's a purchase price for the buyer that would be like way better than what they would do if they were just, trying to buy a business right now, where we could come in to operate first and put the right system in place and make sure that transition is smooth. So I don't know what question to ask on that last piece. Obviously, asking how many acquisitions and their total enterprise value target when they sell is pretty easy. Um,
Current deal flow.
yeah, current deal flow.
Current deal flow, like conversations. Another part on the operator side is that they're very flexible. Like depending on the deal size value, they're open to doing earnouts with these company owners, over time. Like if their business was positioned to grow very rapidly, they're willing to do an earnout structure. They wouldn't do that for some of the smaller end businesses. But yeah, if the owner wants to stay on, they're open to that. If they need to go find another operator for that business, they're open to that. So that gives us some key flexibility in those ranges to be able to be the partner to facilitate that, I believe. So it would be real to ask some of those questions now, because I think that could be advantageous on their end. So do you mind if I prompt with Claude live
Yeah,
or
do it. That's the best thing to do. Show the
cool?
people. Go
Yeah.
ahead and share your screen.
I don't know about
Oh,
sharing screen. It's been kind of I want to maintain their
Oh,
privacy
you
as
have
well.
okay, you have actual
Yeah,
information about them up. That's fine.
yeah.
So out of
I'm
the
just a,
out of concern for privacy protection, Sam won't share his screen, which is perfectly okay. All right, let's chat about it then.
all right.
Uh,
So the questions that we want to ask in a humanistic email that I want to send over would be wanting to get more aligned on their 2 to 3 year acquisition roadmap so we could build out the right strategy alongside of them. So we want to know what their target enterprise value is before they hit that button, the exit button. We also want to know certain operational issues that they may have during the integration process after they acquire a business, what their let me see what their current deal flow is from their buy side and sell side advisors, and if wait, pause. Do we want to ask right now if they would be open to an operator partner to. Okay.
Yeah, let's ask that question. What are the gaps in the operations of your current portfolio? So then we can precede the thought of, oh, these guys are thinking about our operations. Why is that? Oh, it's because as we find some opportunities that might not be a great fit for you now, we can go operate them, put standards in place. So when you do acquire them, they are they are already ready. And then also we can talk about looking at their current portfolio and operating there. So operating in the holding company now, but also uh, we can go out and work out a deal with sellers to operate to get them up to standard for them. And I want to also talk about how do we stack value so that we have our core offer and everything else that we do is a bonus on top of it. So we can still say, we can frame it as this is how much you're going to pay us for the core offer. And then here's the bonus that we add just because you're already working with us. Here's another bonus that we add because you're already working with us. Here's another bonus that we add because you're already working with us. And
Not
if
as features, but as
as
bonuses.
bonuses, exactly. So it's like
Exactly.
because we're going to partner with you, we'll also do this, this, and this, and it's just a bonus for the partnership relationship.
100%.
And then
Okay.
that gives us some leverage. If for some reason we need to downsell, we can just menu downsell and say, okay, well, how about we'll just take off this bonus and we'll drop the rate here
For
to
for
match.
for for clarification for other people maybe watching this, we are not registered broker dealers.
Nope.
We are not registered broker dealers. However, we want to provide as much value, if not more value, than what an advisor can legally.
Yeah.
So that's why there's a lot of ambiguity and like um, nuance in these conversations that we're having because we're trying to position ourselves in a way that we can provide more value than what a buy side advisor can or any advisor can directly to the source. So let me say this. We also want to understand what the gaps are in their current operation portfolio. So if a company comes across our table that we build a relationship with that is outside of their revenue range criteria, that we can bolt on their standardized operational structure to that business so that they can and so that we can grow that business into their revenue range criteria and
Yeah.
pass it on
And
for a better deal than what they could have got for a business that was already in their revenue range.
yeah. And we don't
Right.
need to necessarily explain all that in the
But we
email, but
just want
again,
to have an email where we're able to ask some of these questions
so the
to them to
next
get an idea and to also frame the next conversation as more of a deep dive into their strategy so we can build the best strategic partnership moving
yeah,
forward.
ask them another question
And
after
based
we
on the answers of these questions here,
oh he's
we'll
talking
be very poised and ready for the conversation later today.
ask also add the another question to ask them is do they have an operating system for their portfolio companies currently, because that's another part of what where we're going to gain value from the relationship and we can add value is hey if you do you have a current operating system, and then later on the call we'll if they do have an operating system we can say great if you give us the playbook that you're using as we find some targets that aren't quite up to par with your criteria, we can go implement that operating system. And if you don't have an operating system, we can develop an operating system and a standard for how your businesses function. So again, we can help your current portfolio as well as support the support the businesses pre-acquisition to make sure that the transition is smooth when you acquire them.
The angle on that is though that we would have to get sign off before we would ever move forward with that operating system in that portfolio, and that company would have to be under LOI and strict contract because like why would they give another company the blueprint that they won't absorb at some point?
Yeah, I think that's fine. And that's a great
Okay,
point to bring up. So we should, when we make this offer later, we honestly need to, everything that we just said over the last like 5 minutes, we need to write down bullet points of, so that when we're communicating it, we already have that outlined.
100%. Here, okay, here's the email. Looking forward to our conversation. To make sure that we make the most of our time, had a few strategic questions that will help me understand how we best can support company. What is your growth strategy? What your growth strategy? What is your 2 to 3 year acquisition target? Like, how many deals are you looking to close annually? Is there a target enterprise value you're building towards before you guys consider exit? Current operations, what does your deal flow look like from a current buy side advisors? Want to understand what's working and what gaps we could fill post acquisition. What are the biggest integration headaches you run into? Do you have a standardized operating playbook you roll out to your portfolio companies after acquisition? Here's what I'm thinking. If we find a solid business at 45 million revenue that doesn't quite hit your threshold, could we bolt on your operating systems to grow them to 7 million before bringing them to you? Basically, getting you better multiples by doing the growth work upfront. I don't want to add that now. I don't want to put that part in there.
That's a bonus for on the call.
Yeah. Want to make sure we're building something that actually fits your strategy, not just throwing deals at you. What aspects would you change? The aspects I would change is to make it more like lingo and structured to the point, like very business lingo. And then I would also want to
I would just,
ask about their current operating system. Well, no, that we asked that standard operating playbook to roll out in your portfolio companies.
yeah, and just make it clear, what are the gaps in your current operations? Just like that.
Okay.
I don't think we need to go too lingo heavy, just make it a little less casual, but I don't want to lean into like, I
What
think,
they
I think,
have.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
most of the way you talked about that was already fine. Just a little less casual at the end of it. And I'm usually actually super casual in most of my communications, just because I'm a very casual person. Um,
But it's also client expertise as well. Also being aligned in yourself, but understanding who you're speaking to
yeah,
and what resonates with them the
asking the
most.
right questions
Right.
should put us in that pocket. All
All right. Let me edit this and then I'll come back.
right, cool.
Remove this part, make it a little bit more professional. I enjoy the casual tone, but also understand who we're speaking to, as you saw also from the transcript of our conversation. Another question that I want to ask in this, I don't like the interesting part as the heading for this section, but under that section, I also want to ask what are the current gaps in their operating system amongst their,
Just what are the current gaps in your operations?
I don't know if it is their portfolio companies as they are a portfolio company of a broader fund. Now, it would be the operating system amongst their business, essentially, rather than the bolt-on like franchises or companies that they have underneath them. So, but I want to ask what the gaps are in that, just to understand better whenever we do go out into the market, so we can see what actually fits and what doesn't. Was that good? Was that fun?
Yeah, just when we're asking what are the gaps in your operations, not necessarily what are the gaps in your operating system. Um, just where are the gaps in your current operations?
Yeah. And instead of gaps in the current operating system, what are the gaps in the current operations
Yeah.
instead?
And then we can probably just take this
Cool on that.
conversation after you're done with it and put together our document with just bullet points of just our internal justification for why are we asking these questions and how does it create more value in the offer to them.
Right. And the reason why we would do that before the call is that the other people that are on the call, so that everybody is aligned and understands what the offer looks like. And if they need to speak in the call, they know exactly what bullet points to reaffirm, address, and to keep it all structured and clean. That's what these people also like. And when you start talking to businesses that are worth more money, or the buyers specifically, they like things clean. They like things standardized in a certain format in front of them. So you have to piece to their nature. Do you agree with that or no?
Yeah. I mean, it just, if we, what's more important than the words we use is how we use the words themselves and like how we communicate it. So it's the confidence of knowing exactly what we're asking, why we're asking it, and what value it creates. When we speak, and especially when we actually make the pitch for the offer, it just needs to come out succinctly, not long-winded, and very to the point, confidently. And that's it. That's how credibility is built. It's not necessarily in using their lingo, but making it clear that we understand their goals and exactly how we're going to get them there. Genuine curiosity is the core to this.
Okay, here's where we're at. On the operational alignment section, do you have a standardized playbook you roll out after acquisitions? What are the current gaps in your operations that you are looking to address? When we're out in the market, what operational capabilities should we screen for that would complement what you've already built?
I feel
Want
like
to make sure we're building something that actually fits the long-term strategy, not just throwing deals at you. The more aligned we are on your vision, the better we can serve you as true growth partners.
I would say the better we can work together as partners. I don't think he can hear me. Paul
Yeah, I can
asks,
hear you. I can
okay,
hear you.
okay, cool. Just
The better we can
how
work
can we
as
work together as partners, or
yeah.
the better we can partner together. That was
I would say, do you have a standardized? I would say, what is the standardized playbook you roll out after acquisitions? I would want to infer that they already have one
that's fine. I like that.
rather than asking.
Quick comment from Paul. Maybe you should help them quickly focus you to their highest payoff need that interests them, minimizing distraction to all other ideas and opportunities in the future. I agree, Paul. That's why we add the other things just as bonuses during the conversation and it's really just to build the vision for how much value can be added, and it's a bonus, right? So it can be removed from the conversation for now, but it's just like it's value stacking. I don't know if you've watched any Alex Hormozy videos or anything else like that, but the need to value stack is important to be able to build the full picture. But you are exactly right. We don't want to distract them from what the core focus is, which is acquiring businesses that already match their buy box, that already match their criteria. And I guess me and
So
Sam have
true.
to decide. Yeah, Harrison, right? I know
I
you heard
agree.
all that context.
I agree, man. I just think that everything you said right there was just spot on.
I'm gonna pull a quote exactly from our conversation of what he said that he wanted from us, and
Yeah,
then I'll read that off as well.
cool.
But welcome, Harrison. How was your morning?
Yeah, it was good. I was stuck in train traffic, so sorry to be late.
Choo
New
choo.
York, bro.
New
Yeah,
York,
York, man.
can't predict it. You never know what's coming around the corner.
Good stuff.
What are we working on?
We're working on strategic positioning for our conversations later today. Like that's today is more about deals,
Calls. Yeah.
deals and calls. We already had a meeting with a $5 million software company this
Wow.
morning at 6:30 a.m. for myself. A company that wants us to partner with them to help grow their business and then find the right strategic acquirer for them whenever they want to move on.
Yeah.
And they're very interested in continuing that conversation moving forward.
Nice.
Oh, I
All
guess
So
right.
did we
add that to the till. So that's
yeah.
Yeah.
17. We're at 23 now.
plus
22.
7
Not
billion,
22.
and then
And then I also last night scheduled 2 more appointments. We were targeting some finance leads for the investment firm that we're already working with, and through that, we have a $3 million lending company we had a conversation with later today, and a $3 million private equity, or sorry, wealth management company that we have scheduled for later today as well.
wow, incredible.
I also share a lot of resources in the WhatsApp group about
Ooh,
social media automation.
nice. 100 million on our way.
Million on our way. Yeah.
Yesterday, I fixed the human in the loop step, added a few things to it, and like made the our texting outreach just a little bit more snappy with filtering out some of the cancel stop messages to save on the AI doesn't need to respond if they're just saying stop it and some of those things.
Yeah.
So
We have a filter for that we use.
mm,
It sounds like you already did that. Yeah, we don't reply to anybody who's like
But
stop
we don't
or not.
want the AI to even process it to see that it said stop or anything like that.
Okay.
yeah,
So you're
just a
putting
few of
like
those
other,
few of those words. Yeah, we're just putting a filter to stop, like have stop words
Gotcha.
like
okay.
cancel, stop,
Hmm.
spam. There's no reason someone would say those words in a good context.
So this is what he said specifically. He said, so I'm interested in primarily figuring out if we can use your solution, your company solution, to help us find X companies across each of the states that we are looking to expand into for me to acquire. So that's exactly what he said. So is that from a tech perspective, or are we kind of still aligning on what we were having a conversation?
We will do the intro conversations for them because their
Regardless.
true goal is to acquire the business. Their goal isn't necessarily just to have conversations. Even though they might have
Exactly.
said, oh, we want 15 qualified conversations, what's even better is, hey, we're going to have those initial conversations to be able to make sure that you're only talking to qualified acquisitions that are ready to be acquired now.
100%. 100%. Now, the last thing I'm going to do here is go look at his form fill.
I have a quick question for Dex real quick. Dex, I double scheduled something on accident. I'm gonna hop on this call with Sam at 3 p.m. Eastern, but that $3 million lending company is also scheduled at 3 p.m. Eastern. So I wanted to know if you would be all right with having that call. Groovy. You were muted, but
Yes.
I read your lips. Cool.
Good, good, good.
And then obviously whatever you think is the best fit for them. If they need to be referred, cool. Or if they're looking to be fully acquired, great. We can go find somebody who's interested. If they're looking for a partial acquisition right now, then we same thing. We can find somebody who's interested. If they're looking to grow, oh, actually, I already know because we qualified already. She's looking to grow. So if you like the relationship and you think it looks like something that you'd be interested in, helping to grow, then I would say take the opportunity. Um, Again, this conversation is just curiosity to see what
Yeah.
what is best, just like you've been doing. But this is another one of those things where I'm just like, Dex, if you want it, you got it.
Right, right, right. Is it on the team calendar?
Uh, no, it's actually not on any calendar yet. So
Oh,
I just scheduled it last night, and we need to do that now. So I'll do that, Sam. You can keep kind of taking over while I
Cool. Okay. Cool. Now I'm looking over this form field. Nothing really sticks out to me. Just the fact that the current monthly revenue is 500K to a million plus a month. They currently charge 100,000 plus for their products and services. They currently have over 1,000 clients. And that he's a decision maker and he's ready to move forward if he's the right fit. So nothing really sticks out to me there that will kind of like change up our structure of our offering. So now we go back to the drawing board, and I feel comfortable now sending this email out to get this information from them, which will give us complete and utter alignment now for the conversation. So now I'm getting ready to send that out.
Hey, Paul, you're making some really great comments, and I'm curious, what is your background? What are you working on right now? What's going on in your life? Let me know in the chat. I'd love to learn more about you. And I have to reschedule some stuff. Yeah, I'm just gonna send her a text message, Dex, and let her know that it's gonna be coming from your number,
Right.
and
Beans.
you. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And our Cameo campaigns got confirmed earlier this week, so we'll spend the weekend setting up for you. And we also just we have two to set up this weekend, so yours and Roland's.
Nice.
Ooh, kind of hungry. This coffee has me like shaking. I don't drink coffee every day, just some days when I feel like I need a little extra oomph. Oh, Dex, how did your conversation with Francisco go?
Fantastic. He is just a lovely human. It's a great time chatting with him, hanging out. He we had a he had a call. His marketing or his finance girl to handle all his finances. I was available. She was available. We got the times mixed up with him, and then he wasn't available. But I was able to chop it up on the phone with him, and then I hopped on a Zoom with him, walked him through the sheet and the form that he's going to be filling out. So he's got that sent over to her. She needed to reach out to their people to gather some of the documents that were needed for the valuation. And but he's aware of the offer moving forward. Obviously, he wants to see the number first, because while he always says to me he doesn't want to sell, he's very interested and says if the number makes sense, he could see himself selling. So, just gonna wait for that to get back. So once they submit that today, I said he should probably get it back about Wednesday, 72-hour business days wise. And yeah, so that was a great conversation.
I love it. I love it. I need to find. Excuse me. Yo, you sent a lot of stuff earlier today, Enrique, or maybe last
Yeah,
night.
yeah, I did.
What is all
It
that?
was-
What's going on?
that's all the sauce we need to build like high scalable, lower cost social media automations.
Like
And
what kind?
Like VO3, 11 Labs. We can also create our own scheduling process when we want to post social media posts instead of using like another platform. We can edit stuff automatically with those APIs, so we can resize like videos, we can cut videos, so we can make all the process of like, have you seen like upload this video and AI will get your clips? We can make that process automated with that API, with those APIs. So instead of using like another platform, we can just use that. So this is really sick though. I did put my effort in researching. I also joined the Robo Nugget community. I don't know if you guys know that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool.
Robo Nugget.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're just making anything a username these days.
They're
One
pretty
thing
popular
that
though. Go ahead, Sam.
just to hop back on to this angle, one thing that we have been thinking about since we aren't registered broker dealers is bringing on somewhat of a financial partner that could be our in-house CFO that allows us to now have more of those finance conversations and button up our offer entirely so that we don't really have to shy away from some of the opportunities that present themselves to us. Um, so that could be something cool that we'll share with you guys as well, just from a compliance framework and the difference between being able to call yourself like an advisor and a consultant. So that's another thing. In this space, it doesn't really matter in opposed to other industries and whatnot. But and there's nothing that we do on our end that will make it difficult for us to show authority and to provide value on a financial perspective. It's just the way that we can market ourselves and the things that we can say change. That's the only thing. And we can't make decisions there as well. We could only advise. Guide, I would say, is a better term to
We
use.
can give our opinions.
Yeah, opinions. What was the thing that I said earlier? Opinions, not decisions.
Yeah. Like the one thing about our particular niche is we do have to still remain within compliance. And since we offer so much value, we do overlap in our offerings with people who can do negotiations and can actually transact in securities. But typically, the people who can do negotiations and can transact in securities, that's their main focus, and they don't offer all of the stuff we do. It's usually more of a tangential service. So we're really here to cover everything that is outside of uh, that specific focus of actually negotiating the deal itself and making sure that transaction happens. So everything that happens before doing the negotiations and everything that happens after closing the deal, that's where we come in. So we just have to make sure that we clearly communicate what we are licensed to do or what we're not licensed to do. Because you don't have to be licensed to source deals. You don't have to be licensed to operate in a business. You don't have to be licensed to work out an offer for business owners and for business buyers. Fortunately, we have all of the relationships with people who are licensed to be able to do this in partnership with them. So we've already built those relationships over the last 6 months to make sure that moving forward, we have all the firepower we need and the institutional backing.
How much of this document that you sent over is like confidential?
None of it really. Uh, none. I don't know. I would share it with
Because I
anybody.
think a lot of the stuff that we've been talking about, like here, could be confusing from like a high level point of view, and it could be nice for people to kind of like see a little bit more about like the way that we're thinking, or just reading it off. Like I don't know if we want to show, because then we could like kind of skip through the lines as we iterate and structure some of these things. So I don't know.
I am always like give,
It-
give, give,
100%,
share,
100%.
share, share. So
I want to be very refined as well whenever I do share for that. I know it says version 1.0, so I'd rather like talk about it from a high level and stay ambiguous at this point. Like from not showing them the documents for them to screenshot, blah blah blah, just be able to talk about it. They have to watch in order to get. Like you have to take this in, like the other conversations.
yeah,
Um,
I I mean I like doing the you get to see us iterate as we go because everything's going to continue to be a constant iteration. We're 2 years in and we're still iterating. Like the iterations aren't going to stop anytime soon. Um, I mean, I think it's worth just pulling because it is very relevant to what we're talking about now. Because obviously, this is what we were talking about all morning, and really what we've been working through the last like 4 months, anyways. And I think it's pretty accurate to what we're doing as it is right now. We'll probably make some small tweaks, but we'll definitely make it a resource. We'll make it look pretty and then offer it to you guys as a as
let's
a
go. Let's start as at the brand foundation. I'll share my screen. We can start at brand foundation and go to like what we aren't.
Yeah. Let me take a quick moment to just see what Paul says because I want to know more about him. Longtime consultant, engineering, business, hundreds of implementations in quality, leadership, productivity, SMB and enterprise, 79 years old, doing acquisitions consulting for partners, clients. Right on. Still hustling. Still, I mean, you have years of experience, which I absolutely love, and that's super great. Doing acquisitions consulting for partners, clients. So, I mean, you understand a lot of what we're talking about here in the positioning that we're going after. So I'm really grateful to have you here in the space, providing your opinions and your feedback and expertise. Uh, I super love that. Anytime we can get some more validation from people who've been in the space for a long time, I love that. So I appreciate you being here, Paul. Thank you. Super love that. All right, go ahead, Sam.
All right, perfect. Hold up. Let me pull up this chat too. Okay, cool. Yeah, so here is our brand foundation, like our missions, our vision, and our values, just kind of positioning what is at stake right now. And our mission is to power the 84 trillion dollar wealth transfer by operating businesses to maximize their value, connecting owners with the right buyers at the right time, and creating opportunities for operators to build wealth through performance-based partnerships. The way that we see it is that we want to build the world's most valuable acquisition operating platform, 1,000+ certified chief growth officers, which we'll get into a little bit later, and operating businesses across the entire acquisition lifecycle. So that's facilitating successful exits while creating generational wealth for owners and partners. Our core values: we operate, not just advise or consult. So that means that we'll actually step into these businesses, implement, and not just tell them what they should do. We are tech enabled. We utilize AI and human expertise to create the clear deliverable transformation. And we only recommend what we do ourselves. I think that's one of the big things for all these AI implementation companies is that they talk a big game, but they don't even have the systems that they're trying to sell. If they don't use the internal systems that they're selling to somebody else, how is somebody going to trust you and believe in you? So a lot of people are like, sell first and then build, which is a very viable strategy. But I think the biggest way to create authority for yourself is to use exactly what you're selling to others. Now, we want to be aligned always whenever we speak to people. So we work on performance. And when we win, clients win. We want to be paid from the value that we create for our clients. So, and that means that we also have skin in the game. Systematic excellence. So we've created a proprietary operating system. We have proven methodologies. So we're not experimenting here. And then these same systems are repeatable across multiple industries as well. We want to move with speed. As you guys will see here during the rest of the month, you'll see us be able to reiterate and make new processes to build onto our systems as we go. So we move very fast, and we're completely clear in what we do as we're going live right now in front of you all. We focus on a human-centric approach. We believe that if you treat AI as an extension of your team, you get way better outputs than trying to treat AI as a robot. So that allows us to expand on human efficiency and allow us to create genuine relationships by utilizing technology. And now we focus on long-term partnerships because we want to have the least amount of clients as possible that take our time transparently. Like, if we can focus on key clients that we're able to focus with and grow over a long period of time, then that has the largest lifetime value of the people that you work with. So with that, we want to build relationships beyond the transactions, support both sides of every single deal, and then in turn building a community that we can do really cool things with in the future. Brand positioning here. What we aren't as acquisition growth partners, we created this. We are not business brokers. We don't list businesses. We're not M&A advisors. We are not licensed to negotiate deals. We are not private equity because we don't deploy capital. We aren't consultants because we're also operators. And we're not a SaaS platform because we're operations with technology. What we are operating partners who transform businesses. We are tech enabled, so we utilize AI powered systems and hands-on operations. We're facilitators in bridging the gap and creating the right connections. And we're also a training ground for people who want more in what they're doing and strive for ownership as well. And we coined the term chief growth officers. And then we are also based value creators. We believe so much in the systems and in what we do that we are willing to get paid off of the value that we create. Period.
Period.
Do you want to take on the market opportunity? I know you love building
Oh
up this
yeah.
here.
Oh yeah, 18 million baby boomer business owners need to exit in the next 5 years, and it really is the truth, because if they don't exit, then they won't be able to actually, sustain their lifestyles or take care of their family. 54% of these business owners don't have what they need to be able to retire today. Their business sale will be their retirement. And if they don't do it, then they'll likely end up dying. And that is just the truth of it. This is not like an urgency or scarcity thing. It is genuinely what is happening right now. Business owners fall into health issues and they end up hospitalized and then just dismantle the company, right? It's like having a property, a house that you spent $1 million building over the last 20 years, and then you just demolish it because you are in the hospital, right? So we don't want that to happen to these business owners because that's not necessary. Also, we want to make sure that we are connecting these owners with the right buyers who are actually going to care about the integrity of the business and preserving that legacy. We're not just offering these businesses to any private equity firm with money, because what's happening right now is private equity is coming into the market and buying a bunch of businesses, and then it's making it more difficult for the other small business owners in that community to be able to remain competitive. And we want to make sure that we can put these businesses in the hands of people who care, who are going to also care for the community. And there are 18 million of these baby boomers, right? The buyers and brokers don't have the systems to be able to reach out to 18 million people, but we do. So we fit that gap right in the middle. And we're not just stopping at finding a business and making the relationship, but we want to make sure that we're creating real value for the business owners and providing a valuable asset to the business buyers, and operating in those businesses post acquisition, because buyers don't have the time to operate all of their new portfolio companies. That is another reason why they need us and they need you as a chief growth officer. Okay, so we operate businesses to increase real value. We connect with capital ready buyers, and we continue to help maximize the returns on these investments. That's what's happening. All right. Trillions of dollars is changing hands. Trillions of dollars changing hands. And we are sitting right in the middle of all of
Huge. Huge. And I think a lot of the times, with that $84 trillion of value transitioning hands, there's so many peripheral industries that are also able to take advantage of this. One that crosses my mind, annuities, like people who are selling insurance and other financial products for all the people who are about to come into a lot of cash and don't know what to do with it, want to store it away with safe investments or whatnot. Um, I don't know what else. Oh, I was talking yesterday when it came to commercial real estate. Real estate is going to be transacting hands while these businesses sell as well. There's so many people that are going to be able to take advantage of all these opportunities. They just need the right operating system in order to get in front and to build these relationships to have these opportunities at hand. So I think it's a big opportunity of what we're doing here, and I'm excited to continue growing alongside everybody here and who's to come over the next years. Crazy.
Crazy.
It's honestly insane. And it's funny now, though, especially now that we've been starting to post and some of the accounts, the faces accounts I've been connecting with on like threads and stuff like that, they're starting to see the opportunity too. They're starting to post about it.
Yeah, that's
Crazy. What did you say?
I was saying that that's cool. Like, yeah, I'm also getting like comments of like cool stuff. I'm interested.
I feel like people are. It's not the big sexy thing everyone's talking about. It's not the AI voice. It's not like AI agency. So people aren't all caught onto it yet.
Yeah.
It's all positioning. I think a lot of people um, discount themselves and they hear some big term and then they say, "Oh, that's not for me. That blessing's not for me. That's built for somebody else. I'll let somebody else handle that. I maybe didn't go to school. I maybe didn't do this. I can't work with these people. How there's no way that I could be that valuable to speak to a company that is doing $1 million in revenue." Because that's like the that's the reality for a lot of people who are jumping into the space because they're sold on the idea that small businesses, local businesses need what they have to offer, but that's not the case. Most small businesses, most local businesses don't have the amount of clients that would utilize the solution that you have to offer.
Yeah.
You have to go speak to bigger clients, and now that comes into a you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm actually worthy enough to be able to take this big opportunity that's in front of me and I can do it. And that's really what we're trying to do here is to show you that you can. And if you want to, we can help you get there, essentially.
Just do it with us, literally.
Yeah.
That's all this is. Just come hang out, do it with us. And and on that point, a lot of the people that we talk to are also employees or former employees, whether it's been a layoff or you're currently an employee, and you understand that like job certainty is not at an all-time high right now. It is we're experiencing the highest unemployment rate since COVID. Uh, there's more layoffs happening everywhere in the country. And if you have the employee mindset, then that's perfectly fine. If you want to hold on to the certainty that you do have and the security that you do have right now, that's perfectly fine. I understand that. But there's so many people who recognize that they've been building valuable skills all their lives, but they've been sacrificing their security for somebody else's business, somebody else's ownership. And it's time to take ownership for ourselves so we can secure our families, our communities, and each other. And that is really the huge difference here is it's still leveraging the same skills you've always built, but being able to position yourself to actually have the compensation that you deserve, to actually have the ownership that you deserve, to be able to flex that entrepreneurial muscle and take a little bit of risk. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, we already know that nothing ventured, nothing gained, and we want to make it easy for you to take that step out because you're not doing it by yourself. Because this, I mean, it does kind of suck to do it by yourself. Really, really.
If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And in our mind, we want to go far. So, but
Furthest.
we also want to go fast. And the way that we work, we're able to go fast. And you guys will see that too. We're already going fast. I don't even know why I said you're going to see that. You're seeing it right now.
How many leads have we sent out in the
Oh,
last like, few days?
let's actually fix the count because I think we had some more
Well,
that
yeah,
came
you
through
met
on
with.
our end as well that I got to look at real quick.
So let's actually decide that real quick too, because I don't remember what we said. We're counting the ones that we have sat with, right?
Oh, we're gonna count ones we sat not scheduled.
Yeah, let's do the ones
Cool.
that sit, just to make it a little harder.
True.
So you sat with a 5 million this morning. I sat
Yes.
with a 2 million yesterday. That's yeah. Let's start counting from the ones we sit with from October 1st to October 30th, which is so funny because on September 30th we did generate a ton of pipeline and sat with a lot of people on the 30th, but that was one day before we started this. So yeah, let's just give ourselves a little handicap and say the ones we sit with. Uh, yeah, let's do
Yeah,
that.
and
Yeah,
then
bro.
on Monday and
Don't cheat.
Tuesday we got 4 conversations, and that
We have
will.
one later today, right?
Um,
We have
yeah,
one.
we have a growth operating call
That's
later
okay.
today, like one of those CGO offers where we'll operate the business and help it grow before they exit. And then we have the strategic acquire play with the fund today. So that's where we are. And then we sat with another advisor earlier, but it kind of muddies up the field because they are in the same exact industry as this fund. So it's kind of like opportunity analysis there. Like we where are we going to get the most value of a relationship? Like I like you a lot, but
Well, this fund is only targeting the East Coast, so if that other
right,
guy is
he's
on
on
the
the East Coast as
oh
well.
well, then yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
yeah
yeah.
pick
It
fun because
was
we already
yeah,
looked at the total addressable market and know that we have you know pretty narrow focus to be able to hit this target.
which will allow us to show every
But
angle of our value.
hey, I'm actually gonna count the one that Dex sat with because Dexter sat with him again yesterday, and so that's sat,
Mhm.
which is another 2 million. Well, it's 1.7, and I'm just gonna, well, I'll round down actually. We'll call it 1.5. So sat with that's 7 plus the 1.5 from yesterday. That's 8.5 million. And if we'll count the ones that we sit with later today after they're actually sat. Cool. So our count, we're gonna spin up a nice, cute little front end for everybody to see where you can see. Okay, we're at 8.5 now. Boom, bada bing. I'm just over here like texting and following up with some people to who are like right on the hook, but haven't just confirmed the appointment time. Um, this weekend, probably Saturday, I'll actually just pick up the phone and call people that are like right on the edge.
Right. I have a couple conversations with some pretty big guys. Actually, a company came through and was pretty like straightforward with the conversations. A manufacturing company was saying, "Hey, if you aren't going to offer us 50 million with their other company involved, don't waste our time." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'd love to have a conversation with you." And he's like, "Call this guy. Text him
Yeah.
before you call." And I was like, "All right." But at that point, I did do my more research on who the person is before I call them, and I definitely want to do a little bit more research before I pick up that phone and be ready for that conversation.
I'll do it right now.
Uh, yeah. Oh, on the call? You want me to do it online?
No, I was just saying that I will literally pick up the phone and call them for you at this exact moment. I was kind of I was 80% joking, but also like, let's just knock it out.
I'm also doing the same thing though, like following up with these other people who are like right there.
Yeah, we had a few come in that have been pretty positive.
Okay. And I guess to give you guys some numbers as well, the where we're at is we paused our campaign for a few days to make some tweaks, and then we just hit play again yesterday. So we have like 4,000 people active in the pipeline at the moment. A lot of them are from the finance space, so a little bit outside of the scope of what we usually do, but we do have an investment firm that we work with that's looking to acquire smaller investment firms. Um, so that's why like some of these leads that are coming in right now, like lending and private equity firms and wealth managers, because we are targeting specifically for one of our current clients. Typically, what we are doing is more of a general outreach for our network, which is not exactly the same. Um, right. So there, for our general outreach is typically because we already have buyers that have expand across the country and across different niches, and we just kind of refer them as they come up, which I prefer honestly because it gives us more flexibility in which offer we can make to them. Right. So, for example, this if I get a wealth manager on, I'm not going to make a growth offer to them, right? So our opportunity to have value created is slimmer because I have no interest in growing a wealth management firm, and I only have one client who wants those. So it's like if they're not a good fit for that one client, they're not really a good fit for anybody that I know currently, and they're not a good fit for us. So that's why I typically don't prefer to do something that is super targeted. Um, but I really like this investment firm that we're working with, and they're great guys. And there's the opportunity to potentially navigate alternative forms of investment, i.e., they have $6 billion in assets under management with their current clientele. And as we prove that investing and acquiring businesses is the most sound investment strategy right now, well, then we may be unlocking a whole nother branch of strategic acquirers, right? If our partner sees that this is a great investment strategy, they may be able to position new businesses in front of their current clientele and say, hey, if you're interested in investing in businesses during this wealth transfer, this is what that could look like, i.e., work with Infinite X and they'll help source and operate some of these businesses for you. So the play does not perfectly align right now, but we do see where it may be able to grow in the future. And it just unlocks a whole nother, I mean, again, $6 billion that could be being used to buy businesses. We'll see.
Thank you.
100%. And I just want to share, like, from my campaign or our campaign side, getting a lot of good quality answers. Like, just barely, I just sent the AI through to respond to some people who were like, hey, Quinn, are my AI name. We actually are a lot bigger than what you're looking for. So, but thank you for your interest. And I said, whoa, 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 slow up there. We get small bits of data on where you're at financially, but that's why I added the plus there to let you know that we are more than capable of handling your deal size. I'm very interested. What is your approximate revenue level? And then just like sent that through. And then other people, the industry may be a little bit different. So then that's where they say, oh, I'm not retail company. And then, oh, I'm actually install company. And you're like, oh, no problem. That's cool. That fits within our range as well. So then allowing to continue those conversations. Those are just like the little human in the loop steps that it's nice to have to push the AI along and give it more context, and also keep costs
Yeah.
very manageable.
My my standard reply to pretty much everybody, whether they're interested or they're like, oh, well, I'm just outside of that, I just say, great. Really, I'd like to know more about you and where you're looking to go. Have you got about 20 minutes on Tuesday at 2 p.m. in whatever their
Yeah.
time zone is? So I just assume that everybody's already ready for an appointment, and it just makes it easy for them to just say, yes, let's do it. Or I'll prime them with like uh, great. Really, I'd like to know more, or sorry, great. You're based in California, right? Really, I'd like to know more about you and where you want to take your business, or you and where you're headed, anything like that. I always say, really, I'd like to know more about you and something similar to what are your goals. Then I assume the appointment. Have you got 20 minutes for a phone call on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern? Or if this is Pacific, at noon Pacific. The reason why I usually take one bit of information that I already know is a yes is so I can prime them to say yes to the appointment. So you're based in California, right? They think yes. They read that I just want to know more about them. So I want to know more about you because they are a person, right? I don't just care about your business. I want to know more about you and where you want to be. Assume the appointment in a way where they can just say yes to it. Yes, I am available at noon Eastern, or sorry, noon Pacific. And I always make the offer in their time zone as well. So again, they don't have to think, they can just say yes. So get them thinking yes, make it clear that I see you as a person so that you can easily say yes to meeting me person to person. Boom. And that's been working really well. And I pretty much that's why we don't have to go back and forth and do a bunch of just chatting over text. Our ultimate goal is just to meet these people so we can genuinely just get to know them. Like it is honestly exactly what we're looking to do. Um, So it's not going back and forth trying to uncover more information or even building credibility by talking about who we are. I'm just somebody who's curious about you because I want to help you grow your business or sell it. Rolling
Okay.
Fade, Trey John, that is a solid reply. Always moving conversation forward and move to appointment. Simple but effective. Exactly. Keep it so easy for them to just say yes. Uh,
100%. Want to keep their heads nodding. Oh
exactly.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
right, right, right.
Same
That's one
thing.
thing that I realized from Cody Sanchez during her
Hmm.
presentation, saying a bunch of like things that we all know, we all agree to, just to continue nodding your head. Right, right. You're so smart. You're so smart.
And
And
she's
here's
like, you should pay money. We're like, yes.
yes, yes, I should. I should give you my money.
Harrison, um, one thing with the campaign, like if somebody,
Yeah.
or what is the logic when somebody responds in the campaign, um, and then day two and three come across? Like,
Yeah, I just noticed that happening, and I put a filter on the because I think you guys had this, and I just made sure it was working. Like, put a filter if they respond, if they ever replied, that we stop all automatic outreach to them,
Hmm.
and then that happened on like Wednesday. It still happened yesterday, so then I
happened
just went in.
today.
Yeah, so and then I just went in and then added it so that if uh if they reply, it also removes them from the workflow. So
Yes.
there's like two checks now. So
Right.
I don't know how they
So
kept slipping through, but
we have a workflow in Go high level that looks for a specific tag. So we add the tag replied, and then in Go high level we have a different workflow that removes them from the workflow.
which is weird because I thought we had that. I think we got that from you, but for some reason it wasn't like it
Yep.
was still letting people through. So
Yeah.
we
Are you on
yeah,
Twilio or Cameo?
For real.
Twilio.
Okay. Then yeah, it definitely should have been working. Ours wasn't working, but it's because when we switched to Cameo, we didn't
Mm,
have that add tag step at the beginning because we used to just obviously anytime somebody came into from Twilio, it triggered the contact replied workflow that did remove them from the outreach. So when we switched to Cameo, that was just something that we overlooked.
yeah, I think this is what you guys did with
Uh,
the if the tag is added,
yes, correct.
then come and put in the pipeline and then remove.
Yes.
For some reason,
Um,
we had one or two slip through as well.
Hot lead. It looks like hot lead. You need to also have a remove from outreach.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3.
I would just add
4.
the remove from outreach to every single branch. Is
Yeah. So what I did just as like a as a coverall just for today is if they reply, we add
yeah.
a tag reply and just remove just to like just
that's what
to
we're doing now.
stop the bleeding and because we have a few conversations where we're talking to them and it's like, hey, we're just like still really interested in your business, and it's pretty confusing. But bleeding stopped.
Yeah, and that's another thing that I just remind myself when like little bugs happen is this is this is the beginning of the opportunity. It's not like we have a limit
Yeah.
on. I mean, of course, we want to make the experience as seamless as possible for as many people as possible, but we have so many leads to go through and so many
Yeah.
opportunities to provide value that if something doesn't work perfectly for a handful of people, great, it's a learning opportunity to make sure that it works for everybody else.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a
If we were to
continuing
wait
thing.
for it to be perfect before we launch, we just never launch.
Yeah,
So it's better just to like
Yeah.
for sure, for sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. Hmm. All right. Oh well, if you still wanna show the
no,
people
no,
some
no,
stuff.
no,
Okay.
we're good. I was just
Uh, I'm now. I forgot that I'm sharing my screen also, so or the live stream is on my screen, so you guys get to see our whole like value ladder and stuff. But yay, we're still making some tweaks
Oh,
today.
you were sharing your
Yeah.
screen instead of.
Well, yeah, because I can't share just the tab for the meet. But if you guys are curious how we build a full business model and operating system inside of Miro, this is all of the details of our entire business pretty much. We're constantly reiterating. We have a couple of different money models as well, just because iteration until we have something super dialed in. But every day we get a bit more clear and further locked in. I'm gonna switch back to the meet though, and also I have to pee. So uh, y'all have fun here.
all right.
I'll be right back.
Yep, just booked another.
Which one?
This is a CPA firm. Looking at what's next. A little bit below 5 million.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Awesome.
CPA firms, great, really great acquisition opportunity. We have so many people interested in
Yes, I know. Yeah,
CPAs.
yes,
So
over here too. So yeah,
baller. Professional services, we love it.
yeah.
Well, I'm just going through since we did kind of just put out our first like few thousand over the past few days with all these updates. I'm just going through and just making sure everything is working. And we've got a few errors and
One
things. And just
thing,
fixing them.
one thing I do want to create is a Lovable landing page as our lead magnet to introduce Omnia also Infinite X as like what we do. Because like a lot of people, okay, can you send some more information over email or whatnot? I want to be able to send them a link that is not our website for like the seller page that just like kind of talks about like our partnership, what we do, how we do it, etc. So that
That'd be great.
is kind of like also something that we can
Work
build
on.
today. And I just downloaded that, so I might just put that into Claude right now and have it build me out something.
Nice. Anyone in the comments have any questions?
Let me see. No, they just last thing that Roland said was he liked the conversation flow. You be working with your own version of AI acquisition system Trajan model, and your continuous ideas upgrades are shared in continuing developing systems. Yeah, so in this case, it's the same base system. What is cool with the alignment between like Omnira and Infinite X is that continuous ideas and upgrades that are shared and developed together. So there's aspects that we were able to bolt on, there's aspects that Trajan was able to have, and we're able to then bring those together for a collective opportunity for everybody. And the cool thing about that, which we aren't about to release yet, that we're still keeping a secret, that will be developments to keep you guys to show up for the rest of the month. But in that case, yes, it is the same, but you guys are going to see how it develops into the same over the course of this month.
Yeah.
Or is there anything else that you want to say to that as well?
Yeah, pretty much like I started building the system 2 years ago, and originally it was just voice AI outreach, and it just continued to iterate and iterate and iterate. We've been doing text AI for a full year as of literally this month is when I originally built our text AI systems, which work for obviously email and SMS. So we have a full year of like talking to business owners over text message. And obviously, I have a partnership program where we've just been looking for alignment with the right people. And originally, we were working with anybody who wanted to build an AI agency. Back in June, I knew like without a doubt that all I wanted to be doing was acquisitions. So we transitioned the program through July and August to hyper focus on the acquisition space, which did mean that uh, we did let people know in our program, hey, if you want to go fully into acquisitions, then this is for you. If you're not interested in that, then I think there's probably a better resource for you out there. We obviously still have our whole original training for any digital agency that wants to be able to make an AI offer. So we still offer all of those resources. It's
For
inside of the
free.
school community completely for free. Go to the school community and look at the classroom tab, and you'll see a lot of our original training for how to create an offer, how to make sure that offer aligns with you, how to set up the AI acquisition system, how to get your first clients, how to close those clients using the aligned method. The aligned method is all about making sure that you understand truly where a business owner is at, where they want to go, and what's stopping them from getting there so you can make a deal that actually works for them. But while we narrowed in our focus, we did let people go from the program who didn't want to do that, and they were perfectly fine with that. Like they understood, and they were like, okay, yeah, this makes sense, and they weren't ready to do acquisitions because it's not necessarily what everybody wants to focus on, and that's fine. I'm still going to give you the resources to be successful through that. Obviously, Sam and Harrison came on as our partners, and we just realized Sam came in already researched, already ready to start launching, which meant like literally within the first 2 weeks of working together, Sam was already looking at our systems, using our systems, and finding opportunities to improve. And to just make a note of where our partnership really stands out is I don't think that I'm the best in the world at productizing an acquisition system, right? I've done a lot of work to do that, but where Harrison specifically shines is Harrison was an OG go high level implementation expert, right? OG automation consultant, has been doing this since 2021, way before the AI boom was
Long
happening.
time.
So it makes sense for him to provide value as far as productizing something that makes it even easier for you all to use these systems, right? I've done the best I could. Enrique has been helping for the last year to make this as easy as possible. Enrique's huge focus has been putting together the training program in a gamified fashion so that it's actually fun to join the program and partner with us and learn all of the systems and learn our positioning. And
It's
he's
pretty
just been
dang
an
cool.
absolute
You've
wizard.
done a great job with it. It looks
He's
awesome.
rushed it.
It's smooth. It's so cool.
Thank you, bro.
Rushed it. So you get XP, you get to unlock new levels, you get to unlock new islands. Our entire onboarding system is literally completely automated with AI. And that's something I originally built, but Enrique brought his expertise on making it fun. Right? I'm just like, do the thing, get it done. Here we go. And Enrique's like, whoa, buddy, we can actually make this a bit more enjoyable. And then Sam has really dived deep on the mindset and psychology around the buy side of these acquisitions and has brought uh, a lot of really great points and how can we develop our system and our positioning better to match what strategic buyers investment firms are looking at because he had a lot of experience in that space already. So our partnership really means you bring the skills that you already have, and let's make this something that we can all be able to provide more value as a collective too. And the only difference is that we all bring our different skills, but we're running the same systems and constantly giving feedback and improvements to each other. So it started out as the Infinite X system, but Omnira has really been here to help fully productize it and make sure that as a collective, everybody involved is able to share in the value created.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would say also in my background, like before we ever met, like I was mainly not in voice. I know Harrison was mainly in voice, but I was in a lot of SMS and the database reactivation, cold outreach, sales, marketing, and then also like operations. And then analytics as well, like being able to research and to find um, great opportunities and stuff. As Trajan knows, I knew all about his life before we ever talked. But
Oh, I watched one of Trajan's videos about Vappy like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, how is this
yeah,
guy so early in this?
so it was a very like it was also it just aligned on a lot of metrics and like we preach now. If you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together. So it's about getting the right people together to create the best systems and the best opportunity, leverage that, get in the right vehicle, and then next thing you know, you're on top of the mountain. So that's where we're going, and I'm just as excited to uh, be in partnership with everybody else that's here and who will come over time. I'm curious, Paul. Um, what is we talked about what you're doing currently. Is there anything that you're currently working on right now that we would be interested in just like talking about that you can share outside of NDAs or anything like that? Or what are you looking at right now and like what markets do you like to work with mainly in your experience? And the last thing, I know I asked a lot of things. What do you see changing in the mergers and acquisition landscape over the last few years? I know I asked a lot. We'll see if he can get that. Maybe we get him onto the live stream too. Send him an invite.
Yeah, come chat with us sometimes, Paul. We'd love to have you talking. Just like our good friend Florian hopped on yesterday. That was so funny. But okay, we got another guy. Good stuff. I'm gonna share my screen and start working on this Lovable uh front end as well, just because
Cool.
with our positioning for what we're doing, I do want to kind of make some updates. Uh, you guys can kind of see that we're about to launch the next iteration of the boot camp. Um, but in the meantime, I'm just going to kind of create a copy of our current landing page because I don't want to necessarily change that yet, but I do want to start. Well, actually, let me just use the same page and create a new page based on it. Uh, I'm going to turn on my speech to text for a second so I won't be able to hear anybody. But all right, Lovable, my good friend, we have a branding document that covers our positioning for all of our. Actually, I'm going to do this with Claude. Excuse moi. Let me just go back over
Be
here.
careful. Claude is hitting a lot of rate limits lately. I'm
Yeah,
almost out of usage.
I'm on that. I'm on that $100 plan, so
So am I.
oh,
So am I.
we might
Yeah.
have to
So
boost up to 2.
yeah, is it better? It would be better if we did a team plan, and then does that give us better rate limits, or I
It
just
does
don't know that.
actually, yeah. Um, Let me look into that and see what the highest team is, because then I mean yes. So that's another thing, Paul, is we share our resources. So if there's something that I've already invested in that I think is going to be helpful to uh, Sam and Harrison, then I just give them logins and we leverage it together. Same thing, Dex is here too. As we realized what was going to be the most effective way for our partners to be able to use these systems is like, okay, well, we already are on bulk plans with Cameo, our SMS provider, and we already have all of the brands set up, all of the A2P compliance set up. So we just let our partners also run our campaigns because we're doing daily updates. So it's hard to be able to update, 12 different people's systems all at once. And you'll even notice that us and Sam and Harrison still have slightly different systems because they've been making iterations. But this weekend, we're going to be combining a lot of the updates from this last week to be able to have one thorough system again. And that way, the people who partner with us who don't have the technical, more of the technical interests, don't have to go try to figure out how to update their systems. But as the day, literally the minute that we update it, it's updated for everybody. And that's just how we can make sure that everybody gets to focus on the thing that they actually care about. That's always been the point from day one is we just want you to do the thing that you love. And that way we can push the ball forward together where you focus on building relationships with buyers, we focus on the tech. But we obviously as a collective do everything. Trajan may have forgotten and didn't F F up. I'm assuming that means FO, follow up back in Vappy days.
Follow
You're
up.
on.
Follow up.
Yeah. You're on target. Just focus on lead gen. It is the only need that they understand at this point. I mean,
Oh,
exactly. We don't
yeah.
position as I've never been positioned as like, well, early on we were, it actually did take a lot of headache and learning, but for about the first 5 or 6 months, we were way too focused on like the features and the excitement about voice AI itself. So we were selling voice AI, like, hey, we have voice AI agents that can do this, that, and the third, and this is all the features, and they can book appointments and yada yada. And we were having a hard time selling something for more than like 1,500, 3,000, $3,000 or so. But as soon as we realized that it's about the partnership, it's about the outcomes, which everybody is like shouting from the rooftops now, but a year and a half ago is when we started saying, don't sell AI, sell the outcome, build a partnership, build a relationship. And that is what people pay high ticket for. They're not paying for a chat bot that can sit on their website and book appointments for them. They're paying for increase in client acquisition so that they have more predictable cash flow and can make better decisions about how to grow their business. Right. Okay. I'm going to talk to Claude real quick and I'm going to turn on speech to text. So please, um, you're going to hear me, but I won't hear you. All right. So I want to actually go ahead and create that front end landing page now based on what we had talked about earlier, where we have the main page with the cards that are positioned for sellers, buyers, or partners who want to work with us and become certified chief growth officers. Lovable AI is going to be actually creating the landing page. So I need you to give us a comprehensive handover document that we can give to Lovable to create the landing page with all of our branding in mind. We're going to just start with the main landing page and then we'll create each of the individual pages that get linked to from the main page for sellers, buyers, and partners. Cool. And we call them growth partners So people who want to come work with us and do all of the stuff with us, hang out here, they're growth partners that can be certified as chief growth operators. You should already know that though. So what questions do you have for me, or do you already have everything? You should probably have everything that you already need because we just created this whole document together. So let me know. So this is like a long conversation that I've been going through all day. Um, all of this context. And the reason why we can like, produce really great resources with AI is because we actually have conversations. We're not just like, hey, give me a landing page and this is what I do. Give it to me in one shot. It's like, no, this is a whole back and forth conversation that we've been working through for a while. Uh, I have a client that needs 60 at 20 per month CEO level appointments that are qualified with 1 million EBITDA in Southeast USA. He's a broker and can take it from there. We get the referrals for advisors. That's what Paul is working on. So he needs 20 appointments a month with qualified owners doing $1 million in profit in a specific geographic region. I'm curious, what is the industry? Is it like professional services, home services, commercial, great landscaping, HVAC, commercial services? Those are actually my favorite lately, um, because they obviously private equity has been shopping around in that market a lot lately, and they know it. So what's really fun is reaching out and seeing what's up with them, and then they talk a little bit of crap about what's happening in the market and how competition is getting harder because private equity is buying up everything around them and ruining the operations at some of the companies and their competitors. But what that is clearly highlighting for them is, okay, the market is getting bought out right now, and I have a decision. Do I need to put better systems in place to be able to remain competitive, or do I want to sell with the market? The big issue in their mind with selling with the market is that they don't want to hurt their reputation with their community, right? These are real relationships. So they know that they need an option. They just want to make sure they can put it in front of, they can partner or sell to the right buyer, and they don't have time to go vet all those buyers. So everything that they need, where they know I either need to grow with better systems or I need to find the right buyer, they don't have the time to do themselves, but the urgency is already built in there for them. That's what I've seen across a lot of home services over the last like 6 months. So very well positioned, and I think you're in a really great industry and target. And then obviously this acquisition system is what we use to be able to make sure we can do that kind of volume. 20 appointments a month through traditional methods would look like obviously thousands of cold calls if you have a origination team, or spending a ton of time to create hyper personalized messages manually by clicking through LinkedIn pages and websites and Facebooks and trying to find all the contact information. But now we have AI that allows us to get a great list, personalize the outreach, and reach out to thousands of people while still feeling like you know we are the ones who did that research ourselves, because it's high value, and that's what we want to make sure that we do. And I have my phone covering some of my screen, so I can't really see everything that's going on back here, but that's okay. Is there an estimate you can make for that project approx that we could offer? 20 a month. So it really depends on
And
the
he said
broker.
Southeastern USA as well, so that's another aspect you have to consider here.
Yeah. So
And he wants 20 a month, so we have to look at the total addressable market.
exactly. We look at the TAM to make sure that it's actually something that we can look for. And if he's looking for $1 million in EBITDA, then typically the margins on most home service businesses are typically going to be somewhere between 25 to 35, 25 on the like, oh man, we're kind of struggling in, and 35 on the, okay, yeah, great, everything's working well. So we would likely be looking for businesses doing, and assuming that $1 million EBITDA is slightly flexible and we want to cover, like increase our TAM, then we would usually reach out to business owners in that region, presidents, founders, owners, co-owners, co-founders, CEOs, chief executive officers. We make sure that we have all of these filters to be able to target, and doing at least 3 million in revenue. And we'd want to do a range probably from 3 million to like 20 million in revenue, roughly. And that should give us a good size outreach. But you don't want to just make like a basic offer that you would just give to everybody, because it's harder to do that kind of volume if there's not as many people that fit those criteria. So the more filtered and the more targeted means you should be charging more per appointment. And here's another point. We did originally do per appointment pricing with success on the back end as well. So if that business actually does close, we get paid for on closings too. But the way that you can secure yourself even more and also provide more value to 5 to 50 million that unqualified can be leads for AI services. Yeah, and that's our growth positioning. But the way that we are positioning ourselves to be able to provide even more value while also securing ourselves. The thing is, if you offer appointments, even if you schedule 20 appointments, if only 12 of those appointments actually show, your deliverable now looks like you gave them 12 appointments, but you still had the cost of scheduling 20. So if you can take it a bit further from scheduling, for example, if you're willing to do an intro call and maybe a second call to collect financials and sign NDAs, then what you can offer is we are going to give you the business and all their financials so you can prepare to make an offer, which means you can get people all the way up to the point of LOI, which is actually the highest value lever you can put in front of this broker. So if you have the capacity to negotiate your deal on right before LOI, so we're going to get qualified buyers with financials in hand that you can already review and make an LOI. So LOI ready targets, you can charge significantly more. And also, you don't have to have 20 qualified conversations now. You can really do like, hey, we can get you two LOI ready businesses per month, because that's what they actually want. They want a business that is qualified, ready to transact with them. And you don't have to put the ball in their court to potentially like drop the ball and not follow up with because what we found is like if the business brokers that you're working with don't have great follow-up systems in place, even if you give them a bunch of appointments, if those people don't show up on the appointments, the brokers usually just throw up their hands and say, oh, they didn't show, so it doesn't count. But what we would do is we would follow up with the people who don't show and get them back on the calendar. That costs us more money to go do and more time to go do. So if we can position the value add as something further down the pipeline, we already know that we have to do a bit more work, but we can charge for that upfront and still make sure that like our expenses are covered, including what it would take to do follow up and including the time it would take to do about an hour worth of conversation with these sellers. So I don't you might not be asking, what is our opinion on your positioning, but you did ask how we would price that offer. So I want to give you the full context of our mindset when we're making these offers is if we can provide even more value and charge even more upfront, then that's what we're going to do. We have done something like $750 to $1,000 per appointment, but that's when we were offering just appointments, not financials in hand. At financials in hand, times that by 5 to 10 at least. Like LOI ready businesses for you, I wouldn't do anything less than $5,000 for a business minimum. Like genuinely, it's minimum, and still have a performance incentive on if they actually close. Understand and agree. LOI ready. We can increase the price down the line. Can you estimate? I am positioned exactly. I am licensed broker. Estimate. Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't go anything less than $5,000 per LOI ready. and obviously you want a percentage on the backside. So however you have to negotiate that or position it, typically we call it just like a origination fee or a service fee. So you already know that they want businesses of an enterprise value of about 1 million, and you can say, great, well, we'll do $5,000 for LOI in hand or LOI ready and $30,000 when that business closes, because that gives you about 3% of the transaction value. And again, this is not legal advice. This is not this is just my opinion on the matter.
Inexperience.
Yeah, based on the experience of what we've already done. So that's roughly what I would do on the lowest end. Um, yeah. And so 2 a month, if they want 20 appointments or 20 qualified conversations, then really realistically they're looking to do 1 or 2 LOIs a month. And you can position that for somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000. My mindset is also anybody we work with, um, as far as the buy side is concerned, should be generating about $100,000 in value per year at least. Um, and if you're confident in your ability to get LOIs in hand, and you're confident in your brokers or your whoever's buying the business, if you're confident in their capacity to actually buy the business and close the deal, then you can increase the performance and decrease the cost up front. But that's only if you have confidence in them actually closing a deal. Okay.
I'm currently working on a landing page right now for that is separate from my website that I'll be able to send to sellers to give them more information on the opportunity and the partners that we have to but branded under Omnier. So like just to allow them to also see that we don't have tire kickers that are ready to pay for their business, to buy their business, and also to let them know about the fourth quarter or growth to exit opportunity. And just to mention that we're going at your pace. And in this first call, we just want to get to know you, where you're at, where you're going. We won't sign the NDA yet until we get further into the process and know exactly what those goals are. So I'm just creating a lovable front end right now that we'll be able to then send to them as like a lead magnet after they book, or even if they say they're not interested, just to give them some more information potentially.
Hmm.
Updates on this end, have not received the email back from these guys yet. So it seems like this call that we get on at 3 p.m. Eastern will be much more deep diving into where their offer is rather than coming fully prepared yet. Like we have a good idea of where what we want to offer and where we're going to be at, but until we're able to answer some of these questions, we won't be able to move forward. That's another thing that we should probably develop here soon is that alignment doc. So then when we hop on, we can know exactly where we're going and what we want to ask.
Yep.
I'll work on that as well too.
Yeah, we could just do that in like 15 minutes when we hop off of here.
I
Paul,
well, I'll be working on it right now, but I have to hop on to a another call right after this.
I'll be here and co-working, so we'll do
Cool.
that thing. Paul, if you want to chat, well, I know you want to chat, so I dropped the link to. It's actually the same page that I'm working on right now, but schedule time with me, and we can meet and see what it would look like to hook you up. Castaway. Oh, good stuff. All right, so this is Lovable if you guys have never seen Lovable before. I'm on a grandfathered plan. I've been using Lovable for a year now, so I'm not necessarily recommending it. I mean, I do recommend it because we use it all the time. The price point is not going to be the same as what you guys have now, but it's very, very good. Anything you need as far as like just front end development, UIs, dashboards for your data tracking, backends or landing pages, lead magnets, all of that. We use it all the time, daily.
Yep. Yep.
Our whole video game experience that Enrique developed is all built with Lovable and Claude.
It's definitely the best for like landing pages and web apps. And it wasn't the first. Bolt.new was the first, but then Supabase, I mean, Lovable came out and connected with Supabase, which just like made it so much easier. And I stopped using Bolt once Lovable connected to Supabase, and I think Bolt does now. And their price, I don't know what their pricing is, but Lovable's just been like pushing out new features and being ahead of the game in a lot of stuff. They're really great.
Yep.
I think we did pretty good with the expectations we set today. I mean, the goal for this conversation, for the live stream, has been to help just provide some clarity on our positioning in the market and ideally some of the psychology behind how we are positioning ourselves and where and why we fit in the way we do, as well as addressing the opportunity in the market as a whole. And then even we got to go a little bit deeper in how we think about pricing offers for simply just for deal sourcing. So you see that deal sourcing is a great foot in the door for everything that we do, which is why we're deal sourcing all day. But we don't stop at deal sourcing, right? We deal source, we operate and grow, we introduce buyers, brokers, and then we also help operate post acquisition inside of holding companies and then do like strategic acquisitions with the holding companies directly. Because we have the resources to do it all. Like between the 5 of us on the call right now, plus the other people in our partnership, plus all of our third party relationships, meaning like literally you guys, we're doing this live because we want you all to be a part of helping us provide value to this market because 12 people can't do it alone. Um, Hopefully we get up to 13, 14, 15 with some of the people who are here with us today. I'll create home. All right, boom, we have a new page set up. I think that's kind of ugly, but that's okay. Not awful though. Pretty good. All right, these cards will link to.
Excuse me.
Oh, I need to plug this in. It's gonna die. Help. Yo, Harrison,
What's up?
do you know if there's because we have a bunch of Fathom recordings from the last 2 years that we don't already have pushed to the automation to document. Do you know if that's one of the something that we can do with the automation with the Zapier connection is previous uh, list previous meetings and get the transcript from them?
Let me check to see if there's any other like triggers because they are like strict on it can only be Zapier, which is silly, but there might be another trigger.
Yeah, I DM'd Richard yesterday. He hasn't got back to me, but usually, I mean, from our last conversations, it took about a week.
That would probably be the best, but let's look.
And I also want to add an about section or about the team, meet the team section on the page too, including us and our partners. So I'm probably going to ask for like some short bios from you, Sam, and you, Harrison, if you guys are down for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about adding that on to my websites too, so
Yeah.
that could be great.
So we'll give, and we'll probably just get like an AI that helps put us in like some suits and stuff.
Yeah.
I have pictures in suits. I have my headshots and stuff.
Oh, good for you. I mean, I have some that I took with my iPhone. I actually did just have do some professional videos while I was at that mastermind last week with Izzy, and so we have a lot of our videos like actually professionally done. Now I just have to wait to get them back, but I'm going to use an AI to put me in. I have nice suits here. Like I have tailored suits that fit perfectly and they look great. I just don't have a professional headshot person, but we have AI. So we run an AI growth acquisition partner community. You know, we might as well use AI for everything that we use. What do we call it? Acquisition growth
Both partner.
partner. Acquisition growth partner firm. Acquisitions growth partner. Acquisitions growth partner firm. Sometimes I have to practice how we say some things so that when it comes out of my mouth, it like sounds right. So if somebody asks me what I do, yeah, I run a AI acquisitions growth partner firm. Drop the AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, I run an acquisitions growth partner firm. We help owners prepare for exit and put systems in place to maximize their value and connect them with capital ready buyers. For buyers, we put systems in place for their portfolio companies as well as find new sellers that they can acquire too. Oh, and if you want to operate with us, great. We'll certify you as a chief growth operator, chief growth officer to participate in growing these businesses with us for a revenue share. Yeah. Okay. I think this page already looks pretty good. Can you look at all of the cards on the page that highlight the 3 different paths, looking to sell a business, looking to buy a business, or becoming a CGO? And just make sure, because right now the looking to sell a business and looking to buy a business cards look too similar, I think, like with the white card background and the gold for the sellers and the white card background and the blue for the buyers. Um, can we use like a different color background for the buyers, like maybe blue with white text or something? I don't know, but I just want each of the 3 paths to look distinguished separately. Thanks.
All right, I'm gonna grab something to eat before I jump on this call.
Cool. And it is 1:25 p.m. What an easy and enjoyable 2 hours to spend with all of you. Thank you very much for being here. Let's do a quick little recap of the day, which I pretty much already started doing, but we're going to close this bad boy out. Everybody, thank you all for being here. Much love to you. Today, we have addressed the psychology behind how we are positioning ourselves and creating real value in the market what is the market opportunity and how are we positioned to fit in place, as well as shared some of how you can be able to leverage similar systems and have the best positioning so you can actualize that value that you are creating. Bring the experience that you already have and work with us to do the things that you don't want to do, right? So you can focus on what you do love to do. The whole point of running a business is to be able to live a life that is in alignment with what you actually want to achieve. Your business is an extension of you. So we want to put you in the position so that you can focus on what you love and we can focus on what we love. And a lot of that will overlap. And that way we can all continue to move forward as a group. We talked about what we're going to do as far as positioning for this fund that we're meeting with in a few hours. They have about $7 billion ready to deploy, and they want to be able to capture a lot of the market on the East Coast. And we are in the best position to help them do that, as well as uh, kind of our full value stack, right? Deal sourcing, operating and exit prep, post-acquisition operations, and making sure that everybody wins in these transactions. That's what we're here to do. Update on our progress to $100 million AI acquisition pipeline. We have we're at $8 million sat as of right now, and we will update you all with where we get through the rest of the day, through the rest of the week. And our target is $100 million in pipeline sat with by the end of the month. So October 30th, we should be at 100 million. And I'll tell you what, if we break 100 million, we're going to have to set a new goal because I am 100% certain we are going to crush that. So,
Bro, we need to make the leaderboard
leaderboard for, oh,
for
who's sat
like
with the most?
all the people that we saw it with, and just so we can know like the total amount and also who was the higher boss, like who was the one who like just helped us get to the goal, you know?
Oh, you mean like from the business end or like
Yeah,
who?
like
Okay.
like
Like the business owners or
yeah, the business like the business value, like how much.
okay, gotcha. So
Yeah.
you want to see how much, like how big were some of these
Yeah.
businesses? Got it. We can do that. Easy enough. Loved ones, thank you for being here. Everybody on the call right now, everybody on the live stream. You're dope. I love you. Many blessings to you. Thank you for being here. If this is in alignment with you, join our community on School and share what you're learning, share what you're excited about, share any questions you have so we know how to better prepare for the next live streams. This is what we do every day, just hanging out all day, every day. And we're really grateful to have you here with us. Many blessings unto you. Have a beautiful day, and we will see you tomorrow at 11:25 Eastern sharp. Okay, show up, be ready to hang out, and we will see you soon. More on the way. Peace.
Peace.
Thanks, guys.